Hello and welcome to the Agri-Learn podcast. I'm your host, Raina Nilau, an emerging full-time commercial farmer, as well as the brand ambassador for the Women and Youth Loan Scheme at the Agricultural Bank of Namibia. Now, today we're joined by two special guests, Mr. Mouton and his lovely daughter, Chantella Mouton. I almost called you Shana Bee Farming because that's how I know you as. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode.
Thank you, Raina.
All right.
Thank you.
So before we get started, please just tell our viewers and listeners who you are.
Okay, I'm Chantella Mouton. I'm a commercial farmer and a horse breeder.
Okay, wonderful.
I'm Mr. George Mouton, also a farmer in a commercial and also in horse racing, also a breeder in horsing.
Wonderful. And where is it that you guys farm?
We are on Jadenok.
And that's where we are today.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right in the Hardap region. Amazing. So today we're talking about succession planning. I'll start with you, Mr. Mouton. What is your understanding of succession planning in farming?
Thank you. My understanding of succession planning was specific reference to farming. The process that involves coaching and developing of prospective successors or people within a farming from outside to take up key positions in farming practice through an organized process of practice, training, coaching and assessments. This is to ensure a smooth transition of farming practice skills in key areas of farming. Routes the successor is chosen from the family. It will help to motivate the family member and also save on cost and extra time which the farmer would have spent in scanning candidates from other prospective farmers.
Wonderfully explained. Thank you so much for that. I love how you said it involves the successor.
Yeah.
And that is you at the moment.
Yes.
Before we get to you, Shana, let's talk about the importance of succession planning in farming. Why is it important?
Succession planning is important. Is an important part of the land management process. It provides a way to identify key roles. People with the right skills and position that may need filling in a short space of time.
Yeah.
As farmers, to ensure sustainability, we must prepare the youth to take over farming. If the current generation of farmers fail to groom the youth in farming, we will risk food insecurity.
Yeah.
Farming is all about providing food to the masses. Secondly, farming is a lucrative business and therefore we must partner with youth to create employment. Succession planning also involves allowing youth to make mistakes and learn from their mistakes and take risk and be innovative.
Wonderfully explained. Thank you so much. Now, at what point did you decide to start your journey of succession planning, and how's the journey been like for you?
When my daughter finished secondary school 5 years ago, we started with formal process to succession planning. Although she has shown interest in farming from a young age, and up to now is going very well.
Wonderful.
As father, I am satisfied and proud that she has so much interest in farming. I'm hoping that her interest trend in farming will continue to grow.
Yeah. Wonderful.
That's my
Shana, back to you. We just talked about your dad's journey with regards to succession planning in farming. We talked about the importance, creating food security, creating employment for the youth and so forth. How's your journey been like as a successor?
My journey has been quite easy because my father is a passionate farmer. His passion for farming has always been an inspiration to me.
Wonderful.
And I've learned so much from him. That's why it's easy. He's a mentor that's close to me.
Yeah.
I think that I'm lucky to have a mentor so close. So it's a constant learning process. The knowledge I get from him.
Yeah.
So we do have arguments at times because our older generation are so stuck in their ways.
Exactly.
And the way
All
they do
traditional
things,
farming
yeah.
practices.
Yeah, so we do have our arguments and disagreements, but yet I still learn every day, and I'm eager to learn more.
And what were some of your valuable lessons that you've learned thus far during this whole process?
Valuable lessons, I would say it's the small things like he would force me to wake up early, get my things done early, start with your work early morning so you don't suffer in the hot sun and all that. So it's the small things, the constant learning from him that's valuable to me.
Wonderful. Yes. All right. Now let's move on to the next question. What are some of the most valuable lessons for you during this process of succession planning? She just shared hers. Let's hear from your side.
While there's been a lot of valuable lessons in the whole process of grooming Chantel to take over farming one day, her passion for animals and eagerness to learn, the importance of allowing youth and essentially girls to take up farming, allowing them to take risk, make mistakes and learn through their mistakes.
One thing I'm really sensing from your father, it's all about youth empowerment, and I really like that. He feels that the youth should be involved from a very young age, especially girls. What is your take on that?
Yes, definitely, especially because it's a male-dominant area, like it's mostly male in farming. So we are upcoming ladies that's also now taking part in all this farming. It's quite a trend now for us ladies to also be taking part in this, especially for youth as well, with you guys having women in agri schemes now, all that. So I think it's a good thing that all these things are coming up now for the ladies, so we learn to be independent and to learn more skills, how to sustain ourselves or how to take our kids one day as well.
All right. Do you feel that you will pass on these lessons to your children as well? Would you want them to be part of the farming enterprise, because farming is a business, and right now you're learning to take over the family business? Would you also want your kids to be your successors one day?
Oh yes, definitely. So that's why I'm also taking skills from my father, so how to raise my kids as well to be in farming.
That's absolutely amazing. That's a beautiful relationship, I must say. Let's talk about our local farmers. What is your advice to our local farmers who haven't started the process of succession planning, or who plan on starting the process, maar hulle twyfel, they don't know, should I start it now or should I start it 10 years from now? What is your advice to them? We'll start with you, Mr. George.
My advice to local farmers and successors, let's allow the youth to be part of our farming.
Yeah.
We as old generations must allow to the youth to take calculated risk in the farming endured.
Yeah.
Allow the youth to bring in innovation in our farming practice, introduce new technology and knowledge. The successors must earn our trust and prove themselves that they can make a success out of farming. Thank you.
Wonderful. One thing I learned, or two things I've learned: be open-minded. The older generation need to be open-minded to whatever input they're getting from the younger generation. Number two, the young people need to prove themselves. So we need to prove ourselves to the older generation that, you know what, we're actually up for this and we can run with this should the time come that you're no longer there. Wonderfully said. I like that. Shana, over to you.
Yeah, like I said, the older generation needs to be our local farmers to give a word of advice. They need to be patient with the youth for us to take a risk. I mean, if we take the risk, we will get our rewards as well. So to be patient and to share knowledge with us. So that's, I would say.
Now I'm tempted to ask you, what risks have you taken thus far?
Sure. Like every day is a risk. Like if you buy livestock, there's a risk that it can die.
Yeah.
So you have to you buy your bull. Recently I bought a bull. So if that bull decides it's going to die today, or not decide, like natural things, and if it dies, then like drought, for instance, and you have to, it's a risk I took because I wanted the bull to grow my calves. So if it dies, then it's either it dies or I took a risk that it can grow my livestock, or it dies, and then you never knew that you could have been.
Wonderful. Totally get you. Risk taking, whether it's calculated or an uncalculated risk, it's a risk at the end of the day. And that's what we need to do in farming. Every single day when we go out there into the field, we are going out there to take risks. And like you said, at the end of the day, we will be rewarded.
Yes.
We never fail. We learn lessons, valuable lessons. Yeah. All right, we're approaching the end of today's episode. Nice, short, but yet very valuable information was shared. What are your final remarks to our local farmers out there?
Don't give up. Continues. When anything come up on the road, you must continue with farming. It helps a lot, and it will also in the future help us to grow and to help us also our youth and our small kids in the future.
Yeah, wonderfully said, sir. Shana?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I had my whole thing in my head. so now I would also say not to give up, and it's not a easy money making thing. It is a process. You need to be patient with it. So I would say to be patient as well. Be humble, and yes.
Right. Thank you so much for taking time from your busy schedules to be a part of this amazing episode. I've learned a lot, and I'm pretty sure that our viewers and listeners have learned valuable information and lessons too. So we highly appreciate it, and we hope to catch up someday, really soon, on another episode.
Thank you.
That's all we had for you. Until next time, it's bye-bye.
Bye-bye.